So this next segment that I want to be talking about, going into, of course, our day one and our introduction at this time, is going to be something that every person is going to have to face with, okay? And it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a little annoying. And what is that, guys? That is going to be the PDT rule. The PDT rule is going to be something that every person that has less than $25,000 is going to be facing. So what is the PDT rule? The PDT rule is a pattern day trader, is a regulatory designation for those traders or investors who execute 4 or more day trades over the span of 5 business days using a margin account. The number of days trades must constitute more than 6% of the margin account's total trade activity during the 5 business day window. So if you are a brand new trader, I have some bad news for you, unfortunately, but I'm going to tell you it because I have to. You cannot just trade nonstop as much as you want. If you are a trader that is looking to short, you have to be using a margin account. Now, what is a margin account? A margin account is going to give you double, triple, even quadruple of how much money you have in your current account. So here's the beauty of this, guys, okay? If you want to short, you have to use a margin account, okay? So let's talk about this and let's go over the PDT rule. We have our margin here. Margin is going to give us double, triple, quadruple our buying power. So when you guys set up your account on Lightspeed, if you set your account up on any other broker that you may have, guess what? You invest $2,000 in on this play. You guys are now going to have 4 times your buying power over on Lightspeed. So this is the beautiful thing that you guys are going to be very excited about. You now have $8,000 that you can trade. That sounds exciting because I know before you guys are saying to yourself, oh man, this is kind of nuts. This is kind of crazy. I only have $2,000. Well, when you're on a margin account, you have $8,000 that you can trade with. Now, this is where it's a very strong pro and a very strong con. If you are not an experienced trader, you are going to most likely abuse this $8,000 and that can lead towards very big losses. So let's think about it. If you have a $2,000 account at this time and you're saying, all right, Deck, I only have $2,000, but now I have $8,000 with my margin and buying power. This is so great because now I can trade stocks like ACIU. I could get 2,000 shares. Let's just think about this, guys. Let's think about this in the best case scenario. ACIU right here. This stock came up to $4, okay? $4. If you have a $2,000 account, you now have $8,000 in your account. Boom, $8,000 right here. You can now get 2,000 shares at the price of $4, okay? So now we have 2K shares. Now, every time that this stock falls $1, you make $2,000. So if this stock goes from $4, falls on down to $2.92, that would be a $1 and about 10-cent profit. 2,000 shares, that is going to be a $2,200 profit. So imagine this, guys. If you had a $2,000 account today, if you shorted ACIU at the price of $4 with your margin, you would have been able to double your account just today alone to $2,200. Think about how incredible and how awesome that is. But here's the downside. Let's change this over into a bad scenario. Let's change this over into the fact that you are saying to yourself, hey, Deck, what if I shorted at the price of $4 and let's say hypothetically this stock ran all the way up towards $5? Well, if you shorted 2,000 shares at the price of $4, that's going to take you all $8,000 in your margin account right here, right? And with $8,000, you have a lot of money to make or possibly lose. Now, if the stock moves up to the price of $5, well, just like if it falls, you make $2,000. And just if you lose $2,000. Well, guess what happens? Once your funds settle on out, you lost $2,000 right here. You only had $2,000 in your account. Your account is now gone. So margin sounds incredible because guess what? If you are right, you could double your account on the day. You could triple it. You could quadruple it. You could be able to make so much money. But if you're wrong, you can lose so much money even quicker. So team, right now I'll show you on my account. On my account, I have over $25,000 in my account. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'll bring this on over so you guys can see absolutely everything. And let me grab this. So look at this. So right now in my account, I have $25,703 over on my Lightspeed account, but I can trade upwards of $102,000 in my account. How cool is that? So basically, if I wanted to get involved over on these plays, I want to get involved in GameStop here. Okay. Let's think about GameStop because this would be a realistic play that I would like to get involved in. GameStop. I would want to say, let me get 2,000 shares on GameStop. That's what I would like to do. Here's 2,000 shares. I want to bet against GameStop. That is going to cost me, if it is currently at $31, that is going to cost me $62,000 in buying power. Now, can I get that? Absolutely. I have $102,000 in buying power. But that is going to now show that every single time GameStop drops $1, every time again GameStop falls $1, I'm now going to make $2,000 in profit. Okay? So if I shorted at the price of $31.45, right now it's at $30.71. I would be up about $1,400 right now. How great is that? Right? So as it falls falls and fades. And the bigger the play here, guess what? This stock was all the way up towards what? $38? It went from 38 all the way on down to 31 right now. That's a $7 drop. That's how, again, I can make $14,000 in today. $14,000 profit today if I went from this point to where it's at right now. That's a $14,000 profit. Now, at the same time, though, you need to understand, if this play goes opposite and I lose $14,000, well, then guess what? I wake up tomorrow, $25,000 in my account, minus, again, $14,000. Well, guess what I'm waking up with tomorrow, guys? I'm only waking up with about $11,000 in my account. I just lost a good portion of my account. At the same time, if I won $14,000, I'm waking up tomorrow and I'm going to have $39,000 in my account. So you can see how margin, guys, can make you a ton of money. But at the same time, margin can also lose you a ton of money. So this is where you do have to be experienced. This is where you do have to say to yourself, all right, let me be a smart trader. I am going to read this out loud. I'm going to tell you this right now, but nearly no one's going to follow it. Maybe a few people are going to follow it. And I'm telling you right now at this moment, if you follow this, you will have such an incredible chance of being successful. It's almost guaranteed, but still 99% of people will not follow what I'm about to say. You guys ready for it? All right, here we go. Most traders lose from one thing, and that's lack of experience. You probably have heard me say a million times in chat already, if you just started day trading, this is a completely different world than regular stock investing, especially when it comes to shorting. This is a fast-paced, in and out action based on momentum. The absolute number one reason why new traders fail is they trade before they are ready. If you have never picked up a football, don't expect to play in the NFL. If you never touched a basketball, don't expect to be in the NBA. It takes time to be great at something. When I first started stock trading, I was off, but after a few months of paper trading, it started to click. The reason I am a successful stock trader today is because I paper traded first. If I used real money right away, I would have lost everything. You need to allow yourself to learn before jumping in and trading against some of the best other traders in the world. So I am again throwing out there, please paper trade first, guys. Everything I teach you, please understand that you are going to have trials. Please understand that you are going to make rookie mistakes. Please understand that you are just not going to wake up tomorrow and be great at this. You will want to build experience. And the last thing I ever want you guys to do is build experience by losses of real money. Lose fake money. And then once you start winning fake money, then go to real money. So let's think about the right way to do this. So after you paper trade and study, it is then time to build up your emotional tolerance. The best thing to do when you first start trading is week one, trade with no more than 50 shares. I understand this means you will not make much, but you cannot lose much either. Week one is more about learning to deal with emotions of trading rather than actually making big profits. Week two, bump it up to 100 shares per trade. Week three, 200 shares, etc. Each week, your mind and emotions will learn to cope with real trading and real money. You cannot jump to 2,000 shares per day and expect to be okay. Follow the process. So traders, please read this, screenshot this, write this down, print this, whatever you need to do. This is so crucial and this is so important. Every single month, every single year, I see new traders jump on. They say, hey, Deck, I finally saved up enough money. I finally have $2,000. I finally have $3,000. And guess what? They start trading right away and they lose. It would be like basically, again, me telling you, hey, you never picked up a football before? Here, go play for the Patriots. Go play for the Jets. Go play for the Chiefs. And you say, okay, well, you'll tell me the right play, right? Yeah, I'll tell you the right play, but you never thrown a football before, right? Yeah, no, but you'll tell me the right play. So I'll be okay, right? I say, right? If I say, hey, go ahead. You're on the Chiefs right now. Run a fake 23 blast, backside George reverse. Make sure you got a hot route coming in. Watch the man on the middle. Might shoot the A gap. Guess what happens? You might say, well, I don't really know what's going on here. Hike, hike, hike. All of a sudden, 300-pound men are laying on top of you. Your ankles are behind your head and you're out for the next 2 years because, again, you broke your meniscus, right? The thing is, you can't come wobbling over to me and say your play didn't work. That's not true. The play was perfect. Did you know how to do the play? Do you have experience? Do you know how to read a defense? Do you know how to do all these things? No, I don't know how to do that. So why do we expect to be able to throw a touchdown here? If you have never lifted before, you've never lifted a weight before in your life, can you just say, oh yeah, put 3 big plates on each side and start repping out 315 pounds? No, you start with the bar and then you move your way on up. So I know it's not something anyone likes to hear, but guys, I ask, please paper trade first. And then after you are successful, let's go over and build up your emotional tolerance. Paper trading's for experience, not your emotion. The big thing is I finally get people to paper trade and then they say, okay, I'm ready to start trading real money. Then they go over to big shares of real money. Say, Deck, I don't get it. Every time again I paper traded, I go to real money, I get so scared. And now I don't want to do the same thing. Well, we paper trade, now we take baby steps in a real money. Just like, again, our muscles, we have to build up our emotional tolerance muscle, which is going to be, we don't just do 10,000 shares and have $20,000 on the line. We do 50 shares. We have $300 on the line. I know what your heart's going to pump over that. And then once 50 shares turn into nothing to you, go up to 100 shares. Then your heart starts pumping again. And then once that becomes dull, you go to 300 shares, then you go to 500, then you go to 1,000, then you go to 2,000. So your heart's not going crazy and you're not making dumb mistakes. Guys, guess what? I'm not saying this to brag in any sort of way, but if I do again 1,000 shares on a stock that's, $2, my heart doesn't pump at all because I'm so used to it, right? If I do $300,000 investment and I'm seeing my P&L up and down $20,000, sure, my heart's going crazy. When your heart's going crazy, it means you're outside your tolerance. You're outside where you should be. You should be able to trade cool, calm, and collected. That is where your money spot is. If you feel like you're freaking out, you're saying, I don't, that's where, again, you're in too high. You're in too high. Limit those shares. So follow this, guys. Learn over these next 30 days. Paper trade, then become successful, then start small, then grow, then become bigger. If I can't grow a fake account, why in the world could I grow a real account? That's what you guys need to be able to figure on out here. So let's get back to this PDT rule. The PDT rule, if you have less than $25,000 in your account, that's less than $25,000 even with margin, you will only be able to trade 3 times for that week. Yes, guys, 3 times. Now, the reason why they have the PDT rule is because the SEC is basically looking after you. That's what they're trying to do. They are trying to look after your account where they are saying, hey, we do not want this person, we do not want this lady, we do not want this trader to blow up their account by just trading too fast, too quickly, especially on margin. So guess what they do? They limit your trades. They say that you can trade 3 times over a 5-day period. Now, what is that going to lead to? Even though it sounds very annoying that you want to trade a lot more than that, it does help discipline. It does help you from over trading. And a lot of traders overtrade. A lot of traders can't help themselves. A lot of traders say, I want to keep on trading and trading and trading and trading. So the thing is, the PDT rule, even though you're going to get frustrated at times, even though you're going to say, Deck, I wish I could trade right now, I'm annoyed by this, it will be helpful. So what I want every single person to do at this moment is to realize if you have a day or if you have an afternoon that you can't trade, paper trade. Every broker, including Lightspeed, is going to have paper trading available for you. So when you open up a broker, you will be able to have paper trading available. So what I want you guys to do is when you guys are trading, trade, wait for that number one trade. For instance, GameStop today. Guys, what did I already tell you? Didn't I already tell you again an hour ago that this was going to be the top? Didn't I tell you that after we see the upper shadow that GameStop was going to fall from here? So what could we do? We could say, hey guys, let's get involved in GameStop and let's short this play. And we short it, and the stock goes from $38 and fall to $30. And you say, boom, Deck, I just made my money, I'm all set. But unfortunately, I don't have any more trades until Wednesday. I don't have any more trades until tomorrow, whatever it may be. Then go ahead and just log over to your paper trading side. And then once you log into your paper trading side, you'll be all set to just still keep practicing, still be all set, ready to go, still be all ready to rock and roll here. That's, again, a great way. There are 2 ways that you can get around PDT, okay? Now, if someone asks, you didn't hear it from me, okay? So these are the 2 ways that you guys can get around the PDT rule, which is going to be a little frustrating at times, but it is there to help you. If you have a little bit of a larger account here, let's say you have $10,000, okay? You have $10,000. Remember, you need to have above $25,000 to trade every day nonstop. Once you get above $25,000, you can trade as much as you want. You can trade every day. You can trade 100 times a day, every single morning, every single night, whatever you want. So, Deck, what if I don't want to just have 3 trades per week? I want to have more than 3 trades. What is a way that you can do this? Well, a way that I would suggest is by opening up 2 different accounts. So you can open up 2 different accounts on Lightspeed. You can open up 2 different accounts on different brokers, whatever you want, okay? So what I would do is I would split this right here into $5,000, right? So I'd put $5,000 over in this account, and then I would put $5,000 over in this account. Now, this account right here is going to be on Lightspeed. This account over here is, let's just say, whatever other broker. Let's just say Webull, okay? Now you have 5,000 here, 5,000 here. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to put both of these accounts over on margin accounts, okay? So you put both of these accounts over on margin. And now, guess what? You wake up the next morning and both of these accounts now have, since you're on margin, it has 4-to-1 buying power, is now you have $20,000 in each. So you have $20,000 over here, and now you have $20,000 over here. So your options are, you could keep your whole entire $10,000 if you wanted to. You can keep $10,000 all in one account right here, and then you could get $40,000, right, in margin. Or you can split it and do 5,000, 5,000, have 20,000, 20,000, and then you're all set, ready to go. If you do this method, you can trade this account on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then you can trade this account over on Tuesday, Thursday, and then the next following week, when you trade on Friday, you trade this account on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then this account would switch over to Tuesday, Thursday, and then so on and so forth, and you could switch back and forth. So every single day, you can make one short if you wanted to. So that is a way to get around the PDT rule if you guys would like to, okay? And that would be, again, splitting your money in half, opening up 2 different accounts, and now you guys can trade every every single day without having to sit out. Or you can keep all your money in one account and just have more buying power over on that one account if you would like to. Now, what is the other way that you guys can get around the PDT rule? The other way to get around the PDT rule is to get a broker outside of the United States. This is not what I suggest. I do not suggest this in any sort of way, but you can do this. This is the United States right here. So that's the USA. All right, USA. The USA, no matter where your broker is. If your broker is Lightspeed, if your broker is E-Trade, if your broker is TD Ameritrade, if your broker is Webull, if your broker is Charles Schwab, if your broker is Centerpoint, if your broker is Trade Zero, whatever it may be, as long as your broker, right, is inside the United States, brokers in the United States, you are going to be underneath the PDT rule if you are on a margin account and if you have less than $25,000 in your account. If you are underneath 25K, or if you guys are on a margin account, you will be underneath the PDT rule. The only way to get out of that is to be getting a broker that is outside the United States, such as in the Caribbean, or, let's say somewhere in a different island, or somewhere, in Europe, wherever it may be. So that is the only way for you guys to be able to do that. Now, I do not suggest that. You know why? Because sending your money outside the United States regulations, it's not illegal, it's just probably not very responsible. And the reason why it's not responsible is because if E-Trade ever lost your money, guess what? You could contact E-Trade. E-Trade has laws, they need to refund you, whatever it may be. If you send your money to Jamaica and you say, hey, all my money disappeared when I was in Jamaica or some sort of weird island, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna contact a lawyer and say, hey, we're gonna go down and sue Jamaica, right? Those are different laws. Those are different things. Money goes poof, money disappears, money might not be there. So even though, again, the PDT rule is annoying, it is there to help. And if you're really not a fan of the PDT rule and you really want to trade a lot, split again your account into two. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, Deck, I don't want to split my account in two, I want to trade nonstop, then you got to get above 25,000, right? Those are the options. Well, Deck, do I have to use a margin account? Yes, you have to if you want to become a shorter. You cannot do any shorts on a non-margin account. Only on, again, cash accounts would that work. All right.